It doesn't look like we were followed. We can relax here for the time being. Here, I'll guide you to the couch. Where are we? At a friend's house, just outside of town. He's not home right now, but he won't mind. You have friends? Kind of. He's more like someone who owes me a lot of favors. I was being sarcastic. Oh, well, anyway, go ahead and relax while I check on a few things. Let's see here. It should be. Ah! Good. He didn't get rid of it. What is it? A book on demonology. My friend used to study it when he was, quote, going through his edgy teenage phase, unquote. How will that help us? Not sure yet. The cultists left behind a book at their ritual site. I glanced through it while I was waiting for you to wake up. Some things looked familiar. Hmm, that's interesting. What is? According to this book, some of the runes at the ritual site were binding runes, meant to ensure that the demon that was summoned didn't just kill them immediately. Huh, a lot of good that did them. What was that? Nothing, nothing. That confirms my suspicions, though. Now all that's left to do is figure out how to deal with them. I have an idea, but I doubt you're going to like it. Try me. We use you as bait to draw out the cultists. I capture and interrogate one or two of them and find out where their leader is. Once I know where he is, I can cut this problem out at the source. You're right, I don't like your plan. I figured as much. Guess I'll think of something. I'll do it. Huh? Under one condition. Which is? You tell me the truth. About everything. If I'm going to risk my life, I at least want to know why. You're right. It's only fair. If you promise me you won't breathe a word of this to anyone, I'll tell you everything. Okay, I promise. Alright. As best as I can tell, I'm what the cultists were trying to summon. Come again? I'm not human, though I can look like one when it suits me. You're a demon? No! I mean, not exactly. I don't come from hell, but I'm not from Earth. I think. You think? Well, as best as I can tell, my ancestors came from somewhere far away. As for where and what, I don't know. It was all before I was born. So you're an alien? I guess, but I don't think that's quite right either. Okay, okay. So, are there more of you? No, not anymore. Well, if you're not a demon, what does the ritual have to do with you? Years ago, I used to just live out in the wild, away from people. I would trade with people while in disguise. I'm pretty self-sufficient, but there's a lot you can't get in the wild. Over time, I realized if I used my abilities to pretend to be some mystical dealmaker or something like that, I could get more out of people. And the ritual? Over the years, I gave certain people instructions on how to get my attention. The ritual today mirrored the ones I had given all that time ago. Originally, it was just colored fire and some ritualistic phrases that sound like nonsense. The phrases created a sort of psychic pulse that gets my attention, with the fire acting as a beacon to tell me where to go. The ritual you were a part of is a pretty disgusting parody that I never intended. More importantly, I was certain that everyone that I'd given the ritual to in the past had died, and the ritual had gone with them. Obviously, that's not the case, and that's an oversight I can't ignore. Why'd you stop sharing the ritual? Years ago, a kid came to me asking for help. A bunch of outlaws had been harassing their little town. They wanted my help to get rid of them. To be honest, I didn't want to do it. I felt like they should handle it themselves. So I made a ridiculous demand that they would never agree to. The daughter of the mayor. I figured they'd reject the demand and take care of the outlaws themselves. Except They agreed. Turns out it was a trap. After I fulfilled my end of the deal, I started making my way to town. On the way, while trying to think of a good excuse to not take the poor girl, I found the kid, dying from a gunshot wound. Before he died, he warned me about the trap. I was beyond furious. I went into town cross-swinging, killing the mayor and all his cronies. After that, I decided to stop interacting with people and withdrew deep into the wild. Wow. Yeah. What about my eyes? None of this actually explains why I'm blind. You were close to death when I found you. So much so that I was afraid to move you too much. When I realized I wasn't going to be able to save you through normal means, I decided to try something a bit risky. I would perform a ritual of my own to save you. What kind of ritual? Back in the day, my people would perform a kind of blood ritual on outsiders that wanted to join us. Upon completion, this ritual imparts blessings on the recipient, one of which is the ability to recover from injuries a bit easier. It's not anything major, but I hoped it would be enough, which it was. Barely. Oh, okay. What does it have to do with my eyes, though? I'm not totally sure. It wasn't supposed to happen. I must have made an error when scrawling the necessary runes onto your skin. Wait, you tattooed me? Where? On your left arm. Don't get mad. It was necessary for the ritual. Besides, they're not that big. Anyway, I'd never done the ritual myself, and I'd only ever seen it done once or twice. Honestly, the error could have been something as simple as grammatical. But why blindness? That probably has to do with me. How? Well, I'm kind of blind. You're blind? In a way. I can see, but it's fundamentally different than normal people. So will I be able to see like you? I don't know. Time will tell, I guess. Please say something. This silence is getting awkward. Why go to all this effort? You could have just let me die. I could have, but it was my fault you were nearly killed in the first place. Why not just send me away then? Tell me to contact the police or something. Well, there's one more thing about the ritual I haven't told you yet. What about it? Because I performed this ritual on you, according to the laws of my people, you're family now. Wait, family? So it was a, what, adoption ritual? Kind of. I've not had any family for, I don't even know how long. Even if we're only related by technicality, I'd rather not lose you. So, sorry, but you're stuck with me. Okay. So, I've kept my end of the deal. Do you plan on keeping yours? Yeah, sure. One more thing. Of course. You said earlier that the cultists ran off when they saw you. Aren't you afraid they might, I don't know, reveal there's some kind of weird alien in the desert? Yeah, about that. I lied. They didn't run away. Successfully, anyway. Successfully? I killed them all. Oh.